Boom, bam. Yo, what's up, everyone? And welcome to the Trainer Live Strong podcast. I'm your host, Coach Matt, owner of Athletic Banks Training and Apparel. Today, we have an amazing episode, and it's going to be, I would say, well, I'd be lying if I said short and sweet. It is going to be short, straight to the point, but it's not going to be too sweet. But I want you to listen up because it's going to open your mind and hopefully it brings you to realize certain things that you might be thinking of yourself to help you break down those freaking walls and go into a different perspective, into a different place where you are gaining confidence and happiness. But that we're going to say that for the episode right now. If this is your first time tuning into the episode, to the show, to the podcast, you're listening to it on your favorite podcast platform, you're watching me right now on YouTube, wherever you're tuning in, this is going to be the podcast if you're trying to learn the ins and outs when it comes down to health and fitness. You want to get inspired, motivated. You'll learn more about training, nutrition. You want to hear other incredible fitness influencer stories and how they've, gained their education or self-experience, or how they got to where they are today. You want to hear and listen to coaches and amazing athletes and big branded companies that help and provide supplements or have, just amazing people that you might look up to that we're going to have on the show, and just to kind of simplify their story for you and maybe even have you be related to them and create these similarities that you might have. And because of those similarities and because they went through what you might be going through right now, that's going to help you get over that. Because if they did it, absolutely, there's no doubt in my mind that you can do it as well. You have the absolute potential to achieve what you want to when it comes down to your body and health. And don't let no one or nothing stop you from achieving that. But if you want to learn those things, you want to get educated and get inspired and motivated, you're going to learn it here. And this is going to be the podcast for you. And if you've been tuning in for a while now, ladies and gentlemen, and you have not yet left a 5-star review, please, it'd mean the world to me if you just took a minute or two to do so. I want to learn what you guys are getting from the episodes, from the podcast as a whole. What kind of value have we brought to you? Have I taught you something specific? Have I moved you somehow? Have I helped you in, your journey, to start your journey, to get over a mindset roadblock? Has a guest speaker helped you, or has this podcast at all helped you in any sort of way? And if it has, let me know. And other people around the world who are looking for another amazing podcast for them, they're going to check the reviews. So not only are you going to help me get feedback from you all, which is an easy line of communication as well, you're also going to help a lot of people who are searching for this podcast. You're going to help them find this podcast just that much faster. And that's you taking about a minute or two to help thousands of other people who are searching for an amazing podcast to help them get educated, motivated, and inspired to get through their journey, to start their journey, or whatever position in their journey that they are in right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have also partnered with some incredible companies. Like I said multiple times, always check the show notes. The show notes are there for you. There's a lot of information there. My email is there for you to ask me questions about a specific episode, to ask me anything that you might want to ask me. It is all there for you. That email is there for you, okay? Use it, please. We've already had tons of people use it, and that's absolutely incredible. Do not stop using it. Also, you can check the website, trainerlivestrong.com/partnerships. You can check out all the partnerships there. But the show notes is easy access, it's quick, it's right there. Like our most recent one was Flex Pro Meals, an amazing meal prepping service where you can simply go to their website. You can pick the meals that you want to get shipped to your front door in your microwave for 2.5 minutes. And there you go. You're eating tasteful, macro-friendly foods, meals that you don't have to worry about going to the store for, measuring and doing portion sizing, putting it in packaging and put it in your fridge and eating dry-ass chicken later. Like, you don't have to worry about that. You're eating tasteful, amazing food that you don't got to worry about. None of that stuff. All the hard work is done for you, and it's now here ready for you to warm up and eat and just enjoy eating healthier and getting gains and progress towards where you want to be at. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is going to be awesome. So without further ado, let's jump right in it. All right, ladies and gents, like I said in the beginning, this is going to be short, but not too sweet, okay? Why? Because the title of this freaking episode is You Will Never Be Satisfied. And I'm bringing this topic to you today because I've heard too much of all the bullshit that goes through someone's mind whenever they are trying to find justification on why they haven't lost weight or why they haven't progressed or why is my body like this or why do I have this cellulite? Am I ever going to get rid of these stretch marks or whatever this and that is, right? Listen, these things are what your body does and how it's been developed so that you can still maintain life, so you can still move around and be who you are. Your skin creates stretch marks because you have grown or you have shrunk way too fast. Shrunk, right? Yeah, shrunk, past tense. Or you've shrunk way too fast. Okay, a lot of pregnant women see this where they might not get stretch marks throughout the pregnancy, but as soon as the baby comes out and their skin goes back to normal or whatnot, there are layers underneath that have been torn that create a stretch mark. So these things do happen, right? Your body is always trying to adapt to whatever stress you're applying to it. If you have been abusing your body and health and eating a bunch of shit food and you have gained 100 pounds over a span of who knows how long, that your body is creating stretch marks and this cellulite or whatever the case may be, all because you have abused your health for this amount of period of time, and your skin has to stretch. That's why these stretch marks are created, right? If you gained a lot of muscle for, as fast as possible or as fast as you have or whatnot, like the biggest stretch marks that I had were, and a lot of guys, and this is where I started to feel okay with what was going on, is because a lot of dudes out there too were building big chests, big shoulders, big arms, were getting stretch marks where the pec is where the shoulder meets right here, right? And they get like pretty nasty, right? Purple, whatever. And, then I start learning about what a stretch mark is, and it's just underneath layers of the actual skin, because the skin is actually broken up into different layers, right? And the deeper layers tear. So when those tears happen, you get a stretch mark, okay? And then whenever the scar tissue begins to get built and it begins to repair, then you have a stretch mark, okay? Now it's like a little bit lighter maybe, but if it keeps tearing, then you're going to keep staying, it's going to stay purple, it's going to stay red, or whatever color it is. But growth and your skin having to adapt to that new size is going to create a stretch mark. Cellulite, right? That is fat stored at a very superficial level of the skin, okay? And this can be genetically given. This can be because you have gained weight over a period of time, and this can be just simply pushing skin together. Like cellulite is there, and it happens, and people have it, okay? I have it, okay? And I'm 185 pounds. I'm 6 foot, and I have it as well. If I walk, right, you'll see my glutes, and if they get pushed together, they're going to create cellulite. Like these things do happen. The way you create a physique is shred body fat, build muscle. That is the fundamental, right? Obviously condition yourself throughout the entire process because that's what's going to happen. So your heart so it can work together with the rest of your body, with the way you pump blood to your muscles, the way you intake oxygen to utilize to move your body and stay oxygenated so that you can do aerobics or cardio and this and that. And so your body is very beautiful in those specific ways, and conditioning is a huge aspect of all of it. But shred fat and build muscle, that's the main thing that people aim for. That's the main thing people strive for. But why is it so difficult for people? Okay, and I train a lot of females. And this is what I see a lot of the time. Hey, I want to lose weight. I want to build shape. I want to have a nice butt, but I don't want to eat a lot of food, and I want to do a lot of cardio. Literally what you just said is you want to do absolutely everything in your power to not sculpt your body, to not build big glutes, and you are scared to do these things because you don't understand what food is and the power that it has, and you've been neglecting these things and denying it and letting your body not have it because you're scared of gaining weight and being big because you think that you are someone that eats 2 tacos or 2 french fries or a bite of ice cream or just smells something that gets dipped in the fryer and you gain 5 pounds. You keep thinking that way, it's going to always happen. This is why you're never going to be satisfied. It's because your brain. You need to flip the switch in understanding that you are incredible and you have the opportunity to progress, to go where you want to be at, okay? Your body is always going to do what its main job is, and it's to keep you alive. It's to keep you as healthy as possible with whatever you're providing it. That's the body's main mission, but it's up to you. It's up to you to get up and do the work. It's up to you to mentally be confident and happy in yourself to not just abuse your body and push your body to the freaking dirt because you hate how you look, but instead be happy with you having life and be happy with you being able to even go to the gym and be happy with how much greater you're becoming, how much more you're improving, all because you are taking time, all because you're taking time out of your day to work on yourself. People say, whenever I joined the military, people are like, hey, you're a part of the 1%. Same thing in business, right? Hey, you're part of the 1%. Ladies and gentlemen, there's always a 1% per niche, per fucking whatever it is you're doing. There's only 1% of people that actually care about their health and do what they need to do to get where they want to be at and get to where they need to be at with their body and health, to eat right, to sleep right, stay hydrated, move accordingly. You don't always have to go to the gym and do what that person on Instagram is doing, and that person has a big old chest and freaking vascularity and nice glutes and looks real good. You don't have to do what they're doing. Why? Because they have done what they have been doing for as long as they've been doing it. That's why their body is sculpted that way. You don't have to do that. You can follow simple basics, eat right, and see and watch your body transform. This is where you create satisfaction for yourself. You're never going to be satisfied because you're so busy comparing yourself to other people. You're never going to be satisfied because you keep looking at the mirror. No matter how many times you look at the mirror, no matter how many pounds you lose, you're never going to be happy with what you're looking at. There is something deeper than just losing 20 pounds on the scale. Because guess what? Guess how many times I've helped someone lose 20 pounds and that was their goal, and they look in the mirror and I'm not happy. My skin is a little bit more saggy now. How can I tone this up? How can I tone? Maybe I got to do more tricep extensions so I can get rid of my, what do you guys call it? Bat wings, right? Where the arm or the tricep is jiggly or whatnot. Like there's so much more to just lifting weights and getting, it's as simple as shredding fat, building muscle. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And how do you shred fat? You get on your nutrition, you train accordingly, you do what you got to do some cardio here and there, be in a deficit for as long as you need to be into that drop or that body fat drop zone and stay there for as long as possible. When you get to a comfortable spot, then you're going to maintain. It's that easy. It's that simple. But you don't want to be in a deficit because you'd rather have this food. You don't want to be in a deficit because you have the holidays coming up. You don't want to be in a deficit because you just don't want this bad enough. You're never going to be satisfied if you don't want to make the switch, if you don't want to make the move. And it's funny because I relate it to the switch and you needing to flip the switch. But guess what? There's no switch to be flipped because this is your lifestyle. And I said this over and over again. Fitness is a lifestyle. It's not just a 12-week program. It's not a fucking 8-week program. It's not just follow this diet plan and lose this weight or lift this barbell and this many times and do 12 sets over here and 7 sets over there and 8 reps over here. And the hypertrophy zone is like perfect right here between 8 and 12. And dude, it is much, much more bigger than that. Okay, that is the drop body fat, build muscle kind of science. That's simple shit. That's like simple numbers that you gotta remember and follow in a program, in a meal plan. Easy. But what happens when it gets rough, huh? What happens whenever you are having toxic people around you that want to pull you down and make you want to quit? What happens whenever your job gets so stressful and food was the only way for you to be happy? What happens when that happens? You're never going to be satisfied if you do not make the actual effort and put in 100% of your attention into being better, into improving your body and health, to being greater than who you were yesterday. It's important for you to understand that there's more to this than just a 12-week program, this many sets, this many reps, eat this many calories, be in this deficit for how long, and do fastest cardio in the morning, and only do fastest cardio Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and this and that. That's cool. That's cool. You can be in the best shape in the world. And believe me, people are there. People are already right there at their ideal weight, ideal body physique. And they look in the mirror and they have thousands of people that look up to them because they're an influencer and they got 1 million followers, and they look in the mirror and they hate how they look. They're disgusted with what they have to do. They hate how they have to eat clean all the time, and they feel like they're so restricted in life and restricted with the life that they want to live and this and that, all because they have this image of themselves that they just despise and that they hate. Love who you are, love yourself, love the opportunities that you're given to make the steps to be better and greater. This whole journey is not just physique. It's not just physical. That's a very small. You want to talk about 1%? That's what that 1% is. Physical. Because that's all this flesh is. This flesh here is just something that it changes over time. One day you're lean as hell, next day you're bulking and you lost your six pack, and then you're cut again, and then this is happening, and then you can't enjoy your food. There's never a balance whenever you're trying to just keep striving for this perfect thing, or you're comparing your body to somebody else that is their body. Like, that's them. They have their own schedule, their own lifestyle, their own structure, their own genetic makeup, all that stuff. And you want to be like them? You're not going to be like them, because you're either going to be worse than them or better than them. There's two ways to do it. There's two sides of the coin, right? So you're never going to be satisfied if you don't look in the mirror and you're never happy with who you are. Like, not even just physique wise. Like, forget all that crap. Think about other things. Do you have a roof over your head? Or do you have the ability to go to the store and buy food for yourself? Do you sleep in a nice bed every day? Like, are you going to school and pursuing your dream education, your dream career? Do you have good health right now? Like, are you happy? The meal you just ate before? Like, even though you might be out of shape and just abusing the hell out of your health and just not even taking care of your body and just throwing all that shit away and just whatever, eat a bunch of junk food. That food that you just ate, were you satisfied? Were you able to go to the store or to the drive-thru and get that food and come home and eat it, right? These are the things that we should be focusing on. And this is the bigger picture. Whenever you train and you work out, you're building character. You're building strengths. You're breaking down walls. You're breaking down limitations. You're breaking down things that hold you back inside of these deep layers that you don't even see, not even your subconscious sees. Your subconscious doesn't even know it. And you are there working on those things. You're never going to be satisfied with any sort of progress that you ever achieve if you don't love who you are. And you look in the mirror, you're just never happy. There's a difference with striving for more because you know that you can be better. There's a difference between that and putting yourself through the mud and the dirt because you hate who you are and you want better because you despise who you are right now. You're never going to be satisfied when you do that. It's just it's progress and progress. It's goals and goals that you keep striking and keep checking off the list and keep doing this, but you're never happy. It's an endless circle in a dark pit that takes you to nothing over and over again. And I've been there. I say this because I talk about this because I've been there. I've been to the point to where I train only to self-abuse myself. I've been there to that point to where I'm pushing so hard that I don't care if I get injured. I don't care if I tear this muscle. I don't care if I break a bone. I don't care if I slip a disc. I don't care if I have horrible form. All I want to do is feel pain because I cannot feel anything else. And I look in the mirror and I still hate myself. There's a moment in time. This is why they say rest is important. Because if you keep going at it, all you're going to do, real quick. You know how you see someone every day, right? And someone that hasn't seen them for 5 years, they come back and they're like, hey, you look different. You've been working out or whatever. But to you, you might not be seeing these changes, right? Because they're always there. They're always there. That's what it is. Same thing with you and yourself. You're always looking at the same person every day. It takes time. And you have to sometimes just focus on your actions instead of focusing on your physical self. Go out there and perform. Go out there and do your workout. Don't even take time away from the mirror. Take time away from selfies. Take time away from that shit, right? Do your workout. Do what you got to do. Perform and engage your performance. And then see if you lift heavier next week and start to see these things. It's a journey, ladies and gentlemen. This is a marathon, a long-ass marathon. You have time. You can take a month and you can not do any selfies. You can not compare your body from last week to this week. And that is a great sort of progress, way to gauge progress. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about if you are just hating who you are, you hate this and you hate that, you just have body dysmorphia, you're looking at yourself with disgust and you're just like, ugh, I want to be better. I want to be different. And if you're focusing on that, I want you to do this. Take 30 days, take a whole month, and don't focus on any physical stuff. Focus on only performance, on action, on emotion. Focus on those things. Spirit. Focus on those things. Don't even focus on your physical self. And then in 30 days, check it out. Focus on your physical self, and you will see just how much better you feel, how much better you enjoy looking at yourself, how much better you feel about yourself and how you view yourself, your own perspective on yourself. And this is crazy because you can be who you are right now. Okay. Like, for example, I'm going to take me, for example. I can be how I am right now. There's a lot of things about my body that I want to fix. I want to be a little bit more leaner. I want to have more conditioning here. I want to be more aesthetic here. I want to be more lean here. I want to have this. I want to be stronger over here. But if I were to go through an injury or an illness to where, I went through some crazy muscular atrophy and I just lost all my gains and I'm sitting at like 145, 130 pounds because of whatever. And I look back and I see who I am right now. And right now, I don't 100% love what I see. I want to be better. And I'm also working on everything I'm talking to you about too. But that person, that me 5 years from now, if those things were to happen to me, I would look back to who I am today with, wow, why did I ever think that? I look amazing. I wish I was that right now. This is why we will never be satisfied, because we can never be in the now. We always have to be in the tomorrow. We always have to be in the next week. We always have to focus on later. If you focus on now, in the workout you're in right now, in the day you're in right now, the meal you're in right now, the progress you've achieved today, if you focus on what is happening now and be present and happy and positive in this current moment, you will have gained the power that you need over yourself and over the control of your mindset for days to come. Ladies and gentlemen, if I brought you anything today, any value, any motivation or inspiration, or I just moved you somehow, man. You got your freaking heart beating. Like you're about to go to the gym right now. You're like, dude, hell yeah, I needed that shit today. I'm freaking pumped up. Got my pre-workout, dry scoop it. Like you are ready, right? If I helped you somehow today, all I ask is you simply share that love to other people. Send it to your best friend, your gym buddy, your mom, dad, cousin, uncle, someone. The more people will get to listen to this episode, to this podcast, the more lives are going to all change together. We have amazing guest speakers coming to the show. I do not want you to miss it. So get those friends in here. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Write a review if you haven't written a review yet. And other than that, much love. You know how we ended over here? I am Coach Matt, your host. And get out there, train hard, and live strong. Peace.